In this video, I will explain the importance of CNS and intensity training and show you how I deload for my upcoming powerlifting meet. So first up, why rest a few weeks before a contest? A lot of starting powerlifters out there may feel that peaking, in other words, reducing training training volume and even intensity sometimes before a contest doesn't do a whole lot for you. In fact, I know beginner powerlifters who would even perform a 1 rep max a week before their meet. They actually find it, very useful to know exactly what they can lift before going to the contest. I mean, hey, I used to be just like that. Fact is, if you can consistently lift your 1 rep max week after week, it basically means that the weight is not your actual true 1 rep max. And that you are lifting the weight with your muscles and not using any nervous system, so your CNS, or at least not using it to its full potential. This can actually be good news for you because it means that there are a lot more strength in your reserve if you start tapping into your nervous system. If you peak right, then you should actually feel pretty crappy after maxing out on your weights, on your 1 rep maxes, and definitely won't be able to hit the same weights the following week. So example I have is I consistently squatted 500 pounds before when I first started powerlifting, and I never actually peaked for any of my contests before 2014. So a week and a half before my first contest, I tested all my 1 rep max for all 3 lifts so that I would know exactly what numbers to ask for, and I showed up and got exactly what I had in the gym a week ago. A week after the contest, went back to the gym and squatted 500 pounds again. So the reason that I could do this week after week is because I never used very much CNS action to lift the weights. Instead, it was more wrestling the weights up with my muscles. Because my CNS wasn't doing a whole lot of work, I didn't actually need to peak. But for a powerlifter, it means that there was a whole lot of on-tap strength that I wasn't using. This is also a major difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding routines. So a perfect example of the power of CNS is this scenario. So in 2012, I was still doing quite a lot of bodybuilding and I was squatting. So a working set of 4 sets of 12 on 4 plates, so 405 pounds. But I could only manage 5 plates, so 495 for only 1 rep at the time. So now I am squatting my 1 rep max is, well over 6 plates, but I still could only squat 4 sets of 10 to 12 on 405. So there's not really a large increase in my volume sets. I'm still squatting the same weight for the same number of reps and sets, but my 1 rep max has gone way, way up. So why? This is all due to CNS training because now my nervous system is working harder to help me lift the weights through inhibition of Golgi tendon apparatus, muscle spindles, different joint reflexes that normally inhibit your muscles from lifting weights that are too heavy as a safety precaution. So peaking basically gets you that little bit of fast gains, gets your central nervous system stronger, allows your muscles to work as close to 100% as possible. So currently I am peaking for the 2014 Canadian Westerns contest in Calgary, which is coming up next week. I generally start to decrease volume around 5 weeks out, keep it around 3 to 3 or 2 to 2 on squat and deadlift, but still having fairly high intensity, so working 90% above. And I usually cut the volume around 3 weeks out for bench press because it uses less muscle groups and is faster to recover. I generally would work up to a near 1 rep max for squat and deadlift around 4 weeks out and 3 weeks out for bench press. Then I would reduce the intensity and volume for the remainder times to let my central nervous system fully recover while doing lots of stretching. In the following video, you will see me train 2 weeks out from the contest. I worked up to a 5 reps on about 80% 1 rep max or 7 to 8 RPE on bench and 3 to 4 reps and similar RPE on squats and deadlift. So reason being, bench utilizes less muscle groups than squat or deadlift, so you can actually have a little bit more volume even at 2 weeks out.
Putting full squeeze. One more. Big squeeze. Good.